I'm going to go over this morning a prime example of this that has parallels to what is happening today in the United States. And I'm going to talk about the Weimar Republic in Germany from the end of World War I to 1923 and the collapse of the German mark. So in 1914, World War I broke out. The British and the Germans both expected a quick victory. Everybody was singing about, we'll be home by Christmas of 1914. But the reality of modern warfare and trench warfare set in, and by 1916, both the British and the German economies were in deep trouble. In Germany in particular, because they were unable to secure a speedy victory, the German authorities decided to finance the war through abandoning the gold mark, the mark that was tied to the value of gold, so you could theoretically hand a mark into the German central bank and receive a certain amount of gold in exchange for it. Because they needed more money to pay for more weapons and more munitions, they decided to turn on the printing presses and start printing German marks. They started raising war loans. They said to the population of Germany, if you pay us this money, give us a loan, we call it a war bond here in the United States, we will pay you a certain amount of interest on this bond that you've given us, and after so many years it will mature. And many patriotic German citizens bought the German bonds, just as they did in Britain, just as in America, people bought war bonds during World War II. It was your patriotic duty. They raised war loans, they printed money, and they abandoned the gold standard of the mark. Now, by the end of World War I, with the loss of her colonies, her economy devastated, millions of men dead, Germany needed to make colossal war reparation repayments to the Allies, in particular to France. And part of the reparation deal was that Germany would send coal and iron to France. What this did was there was not enough coal to keep the German homes warm in the winters, which were cold, and people were freezing in their homes across Germany. And when all this free coal and iron went into France, the unintended consequence was that the French mines and the French ironworks all started to close down because they couldn't compete with the free iron and coal coming from Germany. So these war reparations were counterproductive for everybody, and the bitterness, the seeds of bitterness they sowed, ultimately reached a bitter harvest 20 years later.